Well, hello. How are we? It's almost time to, well, we can at least watch this version of Silverstone because IMS is in pitch black darkness. We're just about to get started. Hopefully you can join us. Welcome one and all once again to the iRacing LeMans series. Today we are at this prestigious and the track that actually has lights, the round 10 starting at Silverstone Circuit. How are you guys doing? I'm seeing Matt J, Faro running around the track in the number 1 car. Faro is in the session. He's actually in the session. It's absolutely madness that he's in the session. As always, I am joined by the venerable, the always on time, Craig King himself. Craig, how are we?
I am doing great, Rob. I just want to say a couple numbers. 1517, 1516, Rick Junk and Matt Farrow. The two top drivers in the LMP1s are head-to-head tonight. 1 point between the two of them, but all they're doing in this race is allowing them to win a little piece of a PDF document that says they won. What really matters is the Radeon TV Championship, which Rick Junk is leading at the moment and has a chance to extend his lead. That's the important thing.
I think he win if he wins today, and if none of the other runners are near him in the race, I think he wins outright. Anyway,
not even Benson and Murphy.
I don't think he gets it. No.
Wow. So it's all on the chunkiest of chunks.
Rick Junk just coming out of the last turn, a little bit wide.
A little bit wide, but still gets a time. But look at it. Matt Farrow, 137.103, and Rick with a 37.392. Quite interesting. We have 10 drivers, and all of them but one are in a Porsche. The only Audi is Sam Blackwood, who set a 40.661. Still got a little bit of time left with his last qualifying lap as he's coming around Maggots into Beckett. So it'll be interesting to see that. While we just go over that, current top three for the LMP1s is Matt Farrow, Rick Junk, and Jake Browning with a 37.847. So that's our lead LMPs who will lead the race at the moment, providing Sam Blackwood doesn't change things, as he's almost coming in now, coming into after Vale, down into Club in the last corner. Let's just see what he gets while we're watching. Last corner comes around. I don't think it's going to be faster. No, it is faster, but it's not enough to change your position. It's a 40.118.
Well, we're actually on time for the qualifying this time. We were a bit late last time, I think.
I think we were.
I think we were.
We're never on time. We're never on time.
Well, I mean, come on.
So let's just quickly, we've done the top three of the LMP1, the top three of the HPDs. I've been looking forward to this. Rene Orez, a 147.529, way ahead of Jamie Lee Myers with a 147.965. In third, Felipe Shines, I discovered, I believe, with a 48.247. Just to say in fourth, Andrei Hovalav with a 48.55. And Balas Romeni brings in fifth with a 49.4. So a lot of different times there. Just so I say that, Alvarez takes fourth, and that puts Alvarez down into fifth. He put a 48.36. So quite close in little clusters in the HPDs again.
Oh, he just did the Sky Active of Antonio Alvarez just did a nice spin. He spin alled.
Pronto, iRacing driver?
Just have a quick look as well at the GTEs. Earthcan Burkay, is it Burkay? Way ahead, really, a 55.692. Second is Toby Jacobs with a 56.044. And just behind him is Gonzalo Vergara with a 56.091. And right behind those two, decided by 1,000th of a second, is Victor Abelian and Federico Gurui. 56.292 and a 2.293. So quite close racing all around when you look at it. It's just going to be interesting to see what happens as they're gridding up by the looks of it.
They're indeed gridding up. What are your predictions for this race? Is it going to be fantastic as usual, or are we going to see some more fantastic racing? You know how I said fantastic twice there.
It's going to be fantastic racing, some fantastic crashes. We remember what happened last time we came to Silverstone. I think that was when we had an interesting clip when it was, let's just casually do a lap of the track with the lead LMP1, and then just as we finish, he survives death from a spinning HPD in front of him. So I'm hoping for more fun.
By the way, I think it's Fugitive live in this race. I think it's his first time in the Top Split broadcasts.
Oh, who's that? I always forget his name.
I think it's Jack Anderek on screens right now. Let's see if we can get into his gyro and see what he's doing. I think he's gridding up in, I think, second last, just beside.
Fourth last, actually. I think.
Fourth last. Ooh.
Yeah. Just to quickly say, all LMP1 drivers set a lap. 3 HPD drivers did not set a lap. That's Chris Martin Tweck, Philippe Urquhart, and Nikolai Frame. And only one in the GTE, Reese Newland. All those 4 drivers did not set a time today for qualifying, so they're just going to be at the back of their respective fields. It's going to be a battle between Rick and Matt. It's got to be. I mean, they're the 2 top drivers in LMP1s at the moment. So, as the pace car does leave, as they're heading, I always forget where they're heading here, into Stowe. So it's going to be a long way down to that start line as they have to go through Vale and Club. But I think we're ready.
We are just about ready. Let's see what happens as they're coming around. I think the new layout is still confusing me, but we'll get there.
They're coming around Club. They're coming around Club. Here they go. And Matt Farah decides, see you later, bye-bye, baby. He is gone. Jake Browning gets a cut up as well. He's going to take second place away from Rick Jock and Yakubu with a run as well. There is chaos as well. They come through the first section. They are flying around Abbey into the far curve. Everybody in the LMP1 look like they're keeping it safe. Rick wants to make a move on Jake around Village. He's gone wide, does Rick Jock. Still holds on to Village as they come down now, round the section, into the Wellington Straight. Matt Farah, Jake Browning, Rick Jock, Yakubu, Namefi.
And Rick Jong, I think he fell back into third place. That he had a bit of a slow start as the PCS 2 to 5. They're just coming around now towards the old section of the circuit, through towards the S's, the old main straight. Let's have a look at the GTEs. Where are they in regards to
the leaders? What's happened to the leader?
Let's have a look. The leader, according to our screens, is down into like 6th or 7th place.
Oh no! I've seen what's happened. It's chaos as the green flag went. They're coming into Club, and it looks like Tony Jacobs has got a jump on Bukai. He then gets sideways, tries into someone going into Club, goes wide, and it's just done on the rumble strips as he's going around Club. So the leader's out. So the leader is actually the back there with one Forest Gamers as well. It's one of the top drivers in HPD, Antonio Alvarez, came to the main straights. We've got an HPD off as well. Who's that? Alvarez spun going into the first corner. There is a HPD off. It's Clive Whittaker as well. It looks like he's just lost it coming into Abbey Farm there, the village. Sorry. Yeah, hit the grass into the village. So it's all happening at the back of the field. But the HPD, but the LMP1s at the moment, just looking plain sailing for Matt Farah. He puts us 1.5 second lead over Jake Browning.
Let's have a look at the man himself in the Team Red Line number 1 car. Team Red Line Red, I think. Is that the one? Is that what I call it? Just as a fact, a quick fact, he's almost twice the amount of iRating that 2nd and 3rd place have. So that's nearly over twice the amount of iRating that Rick Junk has, and over twice that just almost twice that of Ishmael Yakubu. But they're all running fine. The 4 PCS cars in 2nd through 5th, I think. If my eyes don't deceive me.
Yeah, Browning's in 2nd, Rick's in 3rd, in 4th is Bent, and that is Yakubu in 5th as well. And that's it for the PCS guys. So yeah, that's a great for the PCS there. Maybe they can get it all on the podium, but it's going to be a challenge when you've got this man, Matt Farah, 2 seconds in the lead. He did a 1:41.1 for the first lap, and I know it's the first lap, but he just really got everyone napping there. Shouldn't cause too much of an issue, but just see it's a contest now, and is Namefi catching? Well, there is a little gaggle of the PCS guys at the moment. Half a second behind Rick Jonk is Namefi, and 0.8 of a second behind Namefi is Yakubu, so going to be a nice little gaggle between those guys.
Oh, the idea is that, you know, consistency in the Rally on TV leagues is always good, but Matt Farrell was just plowing ahead. He was 7/10 of a second faster than second place Jake Browning, who was about 3/10 of a second faster than Rick Jung, but who was 2/10 of a second slower than Ben. So they're the second through fifth guys. They're all matching each other in rough terms in pace, but they're not matching Matt Farrow. So Matt Farrow is charging ahead, saying, you know, thanks for the first place, I'll see you later, kind of vibes.
And let's just quickly catch up on the HPDs. There's a battle brewing for the lead at the moment. Rene Ores has not been able to establish any sort of lead over Jamie Lee Mayers. But Mayers was faster last lap by 0.1 of a second. As they come down into Brooklands right now, they are about 2 seconds ahead of everybody else. So they could be out on their own for the while and just going to sit in for the long stretch there. Other battles at the moment brewing. Looks like Nikolai Frayne made up 5 places at the start with a blistering start. Is half a second behind Hovrath there. That's only for 4th in the class, but those two are pretty much matching. Actually, Frayne is the faster of the two by half a second, so in a couple laps he may get that P4. He's one to watch out for. I think he's got a chance if he keeps putting in these laps and doesn't get held up by traffic as he comes around Maggots. I think he's got a chance to get a podium for the HPDs.
He's chasing the Rothmans car number 30, Andre Horvath. Seems to be pretty planted at the moment, though.
Looks planted. Does he make a move here? He does have the speed. Is he going to make a late move? That is. Did he touch?
I think there might have been netcode, because definitely didn't look like it on our screens. But we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. But he does take the lead from that. Almost looked like a bit of a NASCAR short track move there. Just a little bump for pass. But he does take 4th. Let's just have a quick look at his times.
Oh, that was netcode. It was netcode.
It was it? Mayers with a 48.9 at the front and Frame with a 49.1. So he's matching Shines, in P3, but actually faster than Rene Orez. So yeah, he's one to look out for, I gotta say.
7/10 of a second faster than Rene Ore. I think it's French, so you have to pronounce Rene Ore.
All right,
that's the correct term.
I'll get my French friends to tell me how to pronounce it.
Oh, that's good.
Let's have a look at the GTEs. We've had a look at everybody else. Let's look at the GTEs. Abelafan launched off at the start there, caught everybody off guard there. I think Tony Jacobs also caught everybody else there. And made a great move there. I think they took out, it was Efkan, the number 2 car, Efkan Burkay, who is now really at the back of the field. But Abelan, in the lead. But catching him is Tony Jacobs, with half a second faster the last lap. And then he's got Gonzalo Vergara, who's only 2 seconds behind. So Victor's time in the front may be limited, but how well can he defend in this little Ford? Also, it's a Ford followed by 4 Porsches and then 2 Fords, so it's a very diverse selection of cars for the GTEs today.
This is better than what it was before, where it was just 90 million Fords and just like 1 Ferrari that still held the flag.
I would have had my Stenson on and just started talking American. I remember Monza to Morgat. I'm just watching Rick Junk. He went purple with 39.8 last time round. How is he purple? That can't be right. I think my thing's bugged. It's saying he's purple when Matt Barrow did a faster time. Okay, whatever. But yeah, catching Jake Browning at the moment and actually pulled away from Nemefi. As now they get... Oh, hello! GTE just going in front there of Rick Junk, but they're going around the traffic right now. Browning struggling as well as they come around Maggots and Beckett's on to the back stretch, the hangar stretch. Not much time there for John to get, but he's had a better run around the first bit of traffic compared to Browning. Because if you get caught by traffic at Maggots, you're going to be losing half a second to a second.
Nice and clean does it as they come around. They came around Stowe, I think. That's what it's called? Did I get it right?
Nope. The end is club. Junk is right on the back, but they're going to have to slow down as they come around Abbey for this GT. They're going to go Spa style. It's Spa style as one goes left, one goes right. They split the little GTE in the middle, but it's still Browning who made up time. He would have had to take an off track for that, but he's made up time with that. Well, of course, if he took an off track, of course he's going to make time up. Made half a second during that as they come around to the Wellington straight there. How many cars will they both get by? It looks like it will only be one. And now they get held up as they hit to Luffield into Woodcock. And it looks like Browning wants to go around, gets held up there. This is almost going to be 3 wide as they go around with the sim racing Porsche there. But again, Browning, the aggressor, goes around, takes the risk, and gains time every time he does that.
You can just see the amount of gaggle in the first pass through the GTEs as Jake Browning goes around the outside off the track to try and pass that forward, by the way.
And he's done it again. How is this man so confident around these areas? Maggots is a wonderful section. He goes, but he finds the needle between 2 cars. This is a textbook. Like, this is, you're stupid, but you know what you're doing by Jake Browning. I would never do these moves. I wouldn't have the confidence to. He is just throwing caution to the wind, trying to beat his teammate, trying to be the better PCS driver on the day.
Ooh, as they come around the number 4 Williams Esports Racing car, and the number 4 being Gonzalo Vergara. Sorry, I was about to say Viagra for a second.
Oh, Rick John. Oh, got held up there at Abbey. Wanted to go around Albelan, but could not. So he has lost a second onto Browning. But while these two are just struggling in these fights, look at these times. 43.5 by both of them. In the lead, Matt Farrow, 7 seconds ahead now with a 41.5. These two are battling, and they're battling as they're having to go around traffic. And it's brought Nemefi back in. It's brought Salmon. It's brought Yakubu back in. In fact, Yakubu and Salmon, is that Salmon wanting to make a move there? He does. He goes around the outside, and they touch as they go into Luffield. I think there was a small touch there by the both of them. Salmon wanted to go to the outside of Brooklands, could not make it stick through Luffield. He may have a better run now. I don't think there's any serious damage, but I'm certain they touch as they hit Woodcock now.
They did touch. Ooh, that was Bence. Was that Bence about here or Yakubu?
No, that's Yakubu. That's Salmon overtaking Yakubu. Salmon overtaking Yakubu with a really interesting move there. These two are... So we've got a PCS fight for 2nd and 3rd. We've got a PCS fight here for 5th and 6th. Nemefi is like John Travolta over that gif from Pulp Fiction. Just walking around, looking left and right and shrugging his shoulders. Where's he going to get some action?
It's a sandwich of 3. Salmon, Yakubu, Munoz. All part... Oh no, wait. 2 of them are part of the same team. Munoz is not part of the same team, but they're all crunched together. I have not seen an Audi in a long time.
Where is our only Audi? Yeah, Sam Blackwood is 9th. And not looking good for the little Audi that could. Because he can't, unfortunately. It's just struggling at the back here. Doing good times, but I think it is just a testament of what this track does for the Porsches nowadays. Matt Farrow went purple with 39.5 as now he hits the HPD traffic. Rick Junk still trying to beat Jake Browning, but the gap is a 1.5 seconds. But Bence is now like, I want some of this, as they come around into Luffield, sorry. And he now wants some. Oh, you can see Bence wants some. He can see Rick Jong. He's just in the slipstream.
Car number 5, car number 9, just in each other's, well, grasping range, really. As Jake Browning is now chasing down, well, trying to chase down Matt Farrow, and there's a 6-second gap that he has to overcome.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I think he's made a little bit of time because it looks like Farrow got held up by Whittaker there. Must have been held up around Maggots and Beckett's there, but lost a bit of time. It'd be interesting to see what his time is then. Remember, he went purple last time, got 39.5. Sorry, 139.5. Let's just see what he gets when he crosses the line. It's a 39.7. Now Browning, let's just watch a couple of seconds later. What does he respond with? Is he making time up to 39.5? So he does respond. He is quicker. In fact, everybody's almost getting quicker. They're matching, but Bence is still Benz hasn't broken a 39 barrier yet. Went past with a 40.1 as he loses time to Rick Jump there at the end of the track.
Let's have a look, by the way, at the GTEs. There's a battle going on for the top 3. You never usually see this. It's the top 3 battle between these 3 gang. Victor, Tony, and Gonzalo. The car number 10, 13, and 4 are all within 1.5 seconds of each other, as Tony Jacobs is hounding the back of the Ferrari coming through. I think that is the new straight.
Oh,
it is.
No! They're in village. They're in the village and hitting the loop. Sorry.
Hey, I got it right.
It up.
I got it right. They were all on the new straight, though.
They were on the new piece. Yeah, they're on the new piece of track, definitely. Does Jacob make a move? I just want to say while we're watching this, Jamie Lee Mayers took the lead at the HPDs from Rene Orez, and he does take the lead, Jacob, here so. But the HPD and the GTEs are seeing new leaders as Toby Jacobs finally gets back to where he should be at the front, overtaking Victor there, and now Vergara, not Viagra, Vergara, he now wants Victor, and this is what I said was going to happen. Did not think that Bellan was going to hold that lead, as he's been overtaken by one Porsche. Now he's got a Williams JM Esports Porsche right behind him. How long will this last?
As you can see, this is now the view that Victor Abalon now sees. An unfortunate view for him, because before he was having a nice clear view of the cloudy sky and a little ray of sunshine. Now he's got a little ray of sunshine in the clouds, and the unfortunate truth that a Porsche 991 GTE in black and gold is now right in front of them as they come around Stowe.
Yep, coming around Stowe. He is making time, Gonzalo, there. Not a lot to do anything at the moment as they come down Vale into Club. A little bit of a break there, but you can see that Jacobs is trying to pull away. Be interesting to see the times as they come around here. Vergara has definitely made up time through this straight, and we're just going to watch it right now. It is a 57.2 for Jacobs, a 58.1 for Bellan, and a 57 flat for Vergara. Vergara is catching all of them right now, and there's nobody else in the GTEs faster than Gonzalo Vergara in the number 4 car.
I just saw, by the way, that it's close to a wheat car, but it's not a wheat car. That number 10 Ferrari.
The number 10, when you say it's close but not close.
Yeah, well, it's got like.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of weed.
That's Japanese. That's not weed.
Close enough.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that.
As they come around Luffield onto the old part of the circuit. And these 3 are kind of sitting pretty at the moment. There was a bit of action when Victor Abalon got overtaken by Tony Jacobs. But let's see, where is the action elsewhere on the track? Let's go to Yakubu now. He is now behind the car number 20, Paulo Munoz. That is the latest in that trio of gaggle. Is that a wait gaggle? A trio of gaggle?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's happened to Yakubu. He had a couple of slow laps, so obviously traffic holding up, and I've been watching a lot that the LMP1s have been struggling around the HPDs at the moment. But look at the Trek there, right in front of Yakubu. Took a really weird line around, I forgot the name of the corner there, Cox, sorry, as they go into Magnus Beckett. They're having to weave around, and it's not like we're seeing, this is not Jake Browning going around GTEs like a knife through hot butter. This is trying to be cautious where they're going, and in fact Munoz did not get a good run. He will take the outside, the inside, sorry, but Yakubu will just take it easily with a great move there. Got a better line, not being held up by the car number 34 Philippe Urquhart there in the HPD, so he gets P6 back, and he is now a second behind Alex Salmon. So the PCS boys have still got their places, but just need Yakubu to get past Salmon right now, I think, and they'll they'll get back to regular schedules at the moment, I think.
Also, I just had a thought. It's 2nd through 6th, not 2nd through 5th. There's 5 PCS cars, and they're all 2nd through 6th at the moment.
Ah, I thought there was only 4. I must apologise.
I thought there was only 4 as well.
Yeah.
That's why you got that. I have planted it into your mind.
Oh god. Back to the GTEs. Let's watch this battle again for P2. About is coming now through the old section, the old Maggots, the old Beckett behind him. 0.2 of a second behind him is Vergara there. Having to put on the brakes a little bit, caught off guard by Belander having a bit of a mistake. Won't get a run through Beckett's though. Will keep the slipstream as he goes through Chapel. And the key is that Belan is not in slipstream with Tony Jacobs. So this is going to help Vergara here, trying to get by. But that little braking there, that fourth braking at Maggot is not going to help him. And he is going to lose time here. Actually, he may actually be a slower lap for the first time in a while, I think, Vergara.
It did look like he had a bit of a knock on the rear end, though, as he was passing by the cameras. The rear right, it looked like he had a knock, but it might just be the cameras. It does have a knock on the rear right.
Yeah. Now, what's happened there? Do you know what? I reckon that was at the start of the race, because he's had that for the whole race. Yeah, he's had that for the whole race.
Boo-boo at the start of the race.
He had just a little bit of a kiss.
A kiss.
Just a little. Just a little. Behind though, I didn't realise Matt Farrow is going through the GTE field for the second time. And Jake Browning is getting held up by a guy. Touches the GTE. Touches the GTE, going down into Aintree, and then goes through Jamie Lee Mayers and Marcus Deck. Don't think there's any damage, but I'm pretty sure he just hit a GTE.
Oh, he did, but he got away with it. Just a tiny little touch. Another kick as he charges down towards, I think this is the old part of the circuit?
Yeah, the old start-finish straights, as they now hit into Cops there. Actually, this is helping Rick Jonk. I think he's actually gaining. That was a pretty interesting line around. Oh, hang on, Rick Jonk. He's got Mons going around the GTE. Now he's going to try and go outside or inside of an HPD. No, he's going to wait. He's going to wait. That's very close. Goes down the inside and goes for a GTE. But the gap is now 3.4 seconds between Browning and Jonk. And then I believe, actually, Stammen is catching Ben Snamefi here for 4th place with Jakobu slowly making up time as Stammen goes around Stowe to try and make up time. Just under a second the gap there. It was half a second at one point between Snamefi and Stammen. But I'm pretty sure that they won't be able to catch Jonk and Browning won't be able to catch Farrow as the gap is now 8.8 seconds. 9 seconds now it is. So I'm pretty sure Farrow Touchwood's got this.
At least you said touch wood, because if he died, we'd have a lot to answer for.
We always do, and I'll tell you what, we always talk about the traffic, we always talk about how it throws the spanner more into the slower cars than the faster cars. Jacobs is now 1.7 seconds ahead of Albelan, and then Vergara 1.4 behind them. So whatever happened to Vergara is
just on the cameras, sorry, just on the cameras, we just saw, I think that was Benson and Mehi getting caught out on the Wellington Straight.
There is a touch from Stammen behind him. I have no idea what happened there.
Let me have a look
did touch him. Well, hang on, they're going side by side into the old parts. Into the old part while you're saying that. They're side by side through the Cops as they go Maggots now. Namefi gets back to the lead through to the S in the back of Maggots here, sorry. Goes to the right, goes to the left, in down to Beckett's into the Chapel curve. Namefi lost P4 there, but is now half a second ahead and is cruising from Stammen. That was a weird moment there. I have no idea what Namefi was doing.
Namehi had an incident going into the Wellington Straight. He was passing by the car number 4 of the GTE's Gonzalo Vergara, and he hit him, just tapped him lightly as they were coming around into the Wellington Straight, and then he got hit again when he was on the Wellington Straight by Alex Salmon, because Alex had a much cleaner exit out. You can see the damage to the rear right of the car.
No. And Salmon had some damage earlier. I saw some chat. Car number 26, Didier Brobel, is in the pits, and I will show you what happened. There was damage because, by the looks of it, on the hangar straight, Salmon wanted to go in between an HPD, and who's that HPD there, of Orez, the P2 Orez, and Didier Brobel there, and he just overdid it. He went left too hard, went straight into the side of Brobel there. Brobel hits the wall, almost rolls over, takes massive wing damage, and then for some reason turns left on that hangar straight with cars behind him and causes a massive crash. How? Oh my god, Yakubu just missed it. Yakubu just missed it. But the car behind, the HPD behind him, are Shines and Burkeye. Burkeye just misses it, and there's no more damage, but oh, that could have been a lot worse there. Sorry, that's the best way I can describe it if you don't get a replay. That's crazy.
I don't think I have a replay.
Well, there you go. That's as good as I can describe it for you. I hope that was good enough.
You can do hand signals, you know. You can put up a smoke flare, you know.
If I put up a smoke flare, does that mean people think we've elected a new pope?
No, that's only if it's a white smoke flare.
Oh, okay. I'll leave the white powder then.
I think this is, by the way, we just have the cameras trained on the car number 24, Jack Anderek. I think he gained 2 positions and then lost one due to, I think there's damage on the rear of that car. Oh, it does look like damage on the rear of that car. The back of it is slightly crunched. So I think he has had an incident within the last 2 or 3 laps.
Everybody's had some damage. I mean, car number 2, Efkan Burkay, who was the pole sitter. That incident at the start of the race gave him a slight bend on his wing. He's up to P7 after falling all the way to the back of the GTE field. He's got the Sim Racing Channel Marcus deck in front of him as he's coming around Village, but he's still got some damage, and it's very much like a demolition derby right now in the GTEs.
As they get joined by a number 31 HPD. The number 31 HPD is Chris Martin Sweek as
Schweck,
sorry. Schweck.
I did my homework.
Did you go to like Texas Speech and ask it what it said?
No, don't be stupid. It's Google sites. There's sites online that give you audio pronunciations. We should get them to sponsor us. Be a great advert for us.
Yeah, because look at us too. You know, just we can't pronounce anything. Then we had this website to help us, and then we can pronounce everything.
Okay, how are we doing? No real battles in the LMP1s. Don't think there's any battles at all in the HPDs. No. Myers has put a 4.6 second lead on Arez. And behind Arez now, Frayne is making that catch-up, which I said he would. Is in P3 after getting past Ofrath. He is 1.4 behind Rene. So, like I said, he's on for a podium. He may actually be on for a P2, maybe even the win in the class. And the GTEs, that's looking pretty much solid as well. Jacobs now 3 seconds ahead of Avalan. And I must admit, I didn't think Avalan would hold on to that P2 with how well Vergara was driving, but Garrett's just not been able to catch up there with that little bit of damage on his back, so he's not been able to. And will Federico Godoy pull into contention here for a podium? He's 1.9 seconds behind, so no real battles happening at the moment. Actually, the back of the top 10 for the GTEs. What's that? The car number 18. Yeah, Wamana Freya's Games is half a second behind Phil Bouchard, so that's probably our closest battle on the field at the moment.
I'm just looking at the makeup of that livery, by the way, on the car number 18. It says factory tent. I'm trying to figure out, do they make tents in the factory, or is that just too obvious?
We're sure it's 10. Yeah, it is tent factory.
Factory tent sim racing. I think that's our new meme livery.
Oh, and he has a massive crunch on the front of his car as well. Oh.
He was looking on the inside, coming around Luffield, coming onto the old section of the Silverstone track. He was looking on the inside. He was going to try and do a Rubens Barrichello, by the way, because Rubens, very famously during the 2003 British Grand Prix, passed so many people throughout that section of track, throughout Luffield, and the Wellington Straight behind it. He was just a monster throughout, and I think that was the first. No, it was one of the first few races that he won with Ferrari. The first being, I think, the 2002 German Grand Prix.
It was German. Were you watching the F1 videos like yesterday? Then top 10 tear jerkers.
Yes, I was.
I must admit, every time someone says Barrichello, I think of how Murray Walker said it. It's Rubens Barrichello.
Yeah.
Oh, both of these guys, who I'm still watching Prashad and Games here, both of them are sliding around through these corners. It's going to be a ballet in a minute where both of them spin out at the same time, but Bouchard is still holding on.
What if I play the ballet music now, like a symphony, and then they accidentally at the end start fucking spinning?
I have no idea, but I'll tell you something right now. Vergara is catching Alban. The gap at the line was 0.9 of a second. So he is catching. Vergara is catching right now. It's now 0.7 as they're coming around to Luffield. So we may have a fight back on our hands right now. Vergara really caught up there with some time. Actually, Bellan must have had a bad lap there with a 57.9, but Vergara threw in a 57 flat again. And we're talking we're literally talking flat. That's not just rounding up to the nearest thousand. That was flat as flat.
Really flat. Flat like, what's that one country that's... Oh, Netherlands. The Netherlands. The flat like the Netherlands.
What's happened? What has happened for Salmon to be P3 and now all the way back?
Are you... Oh, they're pitting.
No, they're pitting, but I don't see it on my list. Okay, my relative is messing up. They are doing early pit stops.
I think they were right on the cusp of what they could do for pit stops, by the way. Like, very close.
It's Silverstone. Sorry, I forget Silverstone is funny like that, isn't it? It's 18 laps, halfway the race. Salmon having to go around two ballet dancers for Bouchard and Games there. Take it. Just going to see what happened. There was quite a bit of commotion in the pit lane. Browning goes for the pits. Barrow is still out. Yeah, he is still out. So Browning in the pits. Salmon does not pit. He will take provisional P2. Where is Nemefi? Nemefi, he pitted. So okay, we don't have to worry about him. Neither does Yak. I think 4 of the top 5 pitted. Or top 6 pitted.
Jake Browning is now in the pits as well. So he is, sorry to go across, he's now in the pits as well. So that's I think that is the final PCS car that has pitted. And it means now that for once, for a few laps at least, the car number 21 of Sam Blackwood is up into P3. The little Audi that could.
That little Audi that could. And look at that. He's got his name all planted on that car, on that livery as well, and rightly so. He has been a diehard. That's just the bouncing of the car. Thought there was smoke coming out the back of his engine for a moment. That's how hard that little engine is working right now. It's going into overdrive, trying to catch up there, but doing his best here. His teammate Josh Mills not in the race today. Not sure if he's doing the IELMS. Of course, there is the endurance race having alongside this race tonight, so that could be that reason. But I must apologise. It's hard to see what the positions are when my relative is not showing who's pitted. So Barrow still hasn't pitted by the looks of it.
No, and I think it was a very early pit stop for the PCS guys. I think they pitted very early to try and cut out some traffic or to undercut some traffic. and try and play the strategy game as best they could. But Alex Salmon coming into the pits now. He's just made it past the what's it called, the speed limit zone without any issues, I don't think. But let's see now, where does Sam Blackwood slot in? He's now taking second place, provisional second place. So the Audi that could is now to second place. He won't get first, I don't think, unless Farrow decides to pit.
No chance. The gap is 33 seconds. If he takes the lead when Farrow pits, I will be stunned. I know it's quite a long pit lane here, but I can't see that happen.
Well, it's about a 45-second pit stop, 50-second pit stop, when you include the pit lane time. So there is every chance that he might be able to do it.
Never say never, Mr. Bond. Never say never. I don't think that's what it was, but I'll just go with that.
I think it's. I don't think that's the correct way of pronouncing it, but we'll let it slide.
Never Say Never Again was not an official Bond film, I know.
Yeah, that was also a Justin Bieber song, I think. Never Say Never.
Oh god. Moving on quickly.
You're raising your colours now.
I'm going for Eurovision puns. I don't care. I'm going for Eurovision puns. Nikolai Frane is now less than a second behind Rene Orez there for the battle for P2 and P3 in the HPDs. Be worth keeping an eye on these right now as they come around into Luffield by the looks of it. Takes a wide line frame, but does a little bit of time, goes wide again, and he is now going to be losing time as they hit Woodcock down into the old straight there. And it's also interesting, Rene does have a GTE or Sanders in front of him, so he'll get a little bit of slipstream, but at the same time he'll get held up there as they come out of Cops into coming up to Maggots now. Actually, Frane's now going to get held up as he gained time and lost time. Will he decide to go inside? Will he decide to go outside? He does not. Holds off. He wants to go inside through Beckett. Does. Almost forces Sanders wide. Coming into the chapel curve. Lost a second. That's what we were talking about earlier. You get caught up there in Maggots and Beckett's, you're going to lose half a second to a second. And there you go. Exactly 1 second lost for Frane just when he was catching up.
You probably will gain that time back though, because he was quite far back with. Oh no, he's pitting anyway. Nikolai Thrane is pitting, as well as Rene Orez. So now it's down to how well they can do in the pit stops.
Yeah, but also at the same time, Orez lost a second with that pit entry. Thrane's only half a second.
Top three are in the pits. By the way,
so we know Myers. Right, so we know Myers should get out with a decent lead. It's all about who fills up right and who goes quickly between Orez and Frane. I also know that the track's been quite warm, so tyres is an issue here. I don't think anybody will be changing tyres during a sprint race, but they've got to look after these tyres now. Let's just keep an eye on this. Who goes first? It may look a bit boring with no pit crew around them. It looks like Frane goes first. Where is Orez? Orez is not going. He is just dead. And the pit limit is just going to hold him. Orez is now 0.2 seconds ahead of them. And there's Matt Farrow right in the middle of them. That is going to ruin everything for Frane. Every time he tries to get an advantage, he gets held up, and then Blackwood is behind him. So I was right. Farrow pits and Blackwood does not take the lead.
The little Audi that couldn't. In this case. But they're also 25 seconds behind the new race lead, or not the new race leader for overall, but the new leader for the HPD class. The car number 30, Andre Horvath, is now steaming ahead on the old part of the circuit, coming through the S's.
Just keeping an eye when you look at them, just keeping an eye in the GTE class right now. Bagara is coming out of Aintree and has a run on Victor Alban. It's a 0.2 second lead there, point gap for Alban there. Will he decide to make a move up into Brooklands? Will not. But now, can he make the right moves? Let's just see. He got held up through Maggots and Beckett because of the slow Alban there with a different line. does get held up a little bit here as he goes around Luffield into Woodcock. Actually plays it really well. Doesn't really lose a lot of time there despite getting held up. He's going to try and get as much slipstream as he can before he hits the cops there. All he needs to do now is just stay patient at Maggots and Beckett's, and I think he may have a run at the hanger straight if he gets everything right.
But there's a big old gaggle of HPDs and P1s coming behind them now, so he's gonna have to make the move soon and then stick it, as there's 3 P1s and a HPD hanging around as they...
And there's the HPD as well in the wall, and I have no idea who that was. But that's Jacobu. Hang on, what is that? That is Jacobu getting past Salmon. They just had a battle down the backstretch. And then Salmon responds going around the outside of Stowe. They almost touch. There's a netcode hit there by both of them going into Village. Then Salmon launches in and they go through Bale. It's a club. Cannot make it stick. Jacobu holds it. We're still with this, folks. We're still with this. Coming into the home stretch here. Coming down to Abbey in a minute as they cross the line for lap 25 to start now. As we see Gomez as well pinning at the man at the moment. Jacobu with Salmon 0.2 behind him. They go around the GTE, the lead GTE and Jacobs. Behind them, half a second behind them is Nemefi. These three have come back up together and it is crazy, but what a move by those guys with that racing on the back straight of this classic track.
Coming past Wellington now as Benson Nemehi is sandwiching. Oh, Alex Salmon going around the outside trying to force a mistake. Benson Nemehi.
Touch! Sorry to interrupt, they did touch again. Salmon has had his front hit. He's had his tail hit. He's getting hit by his teammates. That is not why you want to be the sandwich. Not why you want to be the meat in the sandwich when you're going through this. They are losing time now as they bring Munoz into this fight. Jacobu is taking ahead. These guys are going crazy, and unlike last week, there's not a single lap car in front of them. This is pure racing with no lap traffic. This is excitement.
This is like that 2016 Spa race between the Audi R18 and ironically the 919, as they were kind of forcing each other into making mistakes, kind of just throwing caution to the wind and just bashing each other like touring cars.
Do you see wing damage on Nemefi?
I do see wing damage on Nemehi on the rear right side of Nemehi.
Now, where did he get that?
Probably when he hit Salmon.
He's had that for a long time, actually. I cannot find out where. He's had that for a long time. I can't work out why, but he is catching. How do you catch with this? And we've got Sam Blackwood. Okay, he is not going to get out and cause an issue here as he comes out the pits. I know that there's not a lot of straights here and high-speed sections, but how has he managed to keep up with a wing that's, I don't know, it looks like it's turned into a chevron light.
Well, damage can be superficial in iRacing as well. As Nemehi goes onto the outside line, coming inside, he does not make it stick. He does come around the outside. He does a Rubens Barrichello. He did a Rubens Barrichello coming into Luffield. Then onto the old start-finish line of this track. And is now holding 5th position.
Yeah, while they're just going through, they've hit Jacobu just explode on. They're coming down into Maggots right now, and it's only they're basically almost touching. And now they're gonna have to slow down for this HPD of Hovrath in front of them. Who gets the better line out of this? Who wants to be the ballsy one and go around the outside or the inside? Neither of them. Nemefi does get ahead into Salmon. Now, where's Munoz? It's quite interesting that these guys are fighting, and it's just decided. Polo's just decided I want them at this, and he's just going to sit back and just wait for them at the moment. All these cars are just within a second of each other, and it is some great racing right now, just as much as they can. And that is Hugo Quinnett in front of them, and thankfully it's a slow section, so they're not going to lose a lot of time, but that's going to be an issue. Nemefi gets by. Salmon just gets by. What about Munoz? Munoz is going to force the issue and get by himself, so they're all through, no time lost. And I mean, we got to look at other battles on the field, but this is just so good to watch.
The 3 of them, well, it's kind of the 4 of them now, because Sam is in the background. If he makes up more time, he might threaten the back of the car number 20, Munoz. He's about a second and a half behind. If he puts in a few good laps, he might be able to claw his way into slipstream and threaten the back of the pack of 3 that we see now. So 5th, 6th and 7th positions are occupied by Benson Mehi, Alex Salmon and Paulo Munoz, with Sam Blackwood in the back, threatening them if they continue to battle and make mistakes.
Just want to point out in the GTE class, Vergara in 3rd place pitted, not fixing any damage. So there is a little bit of damage. I'm not sure what that is on his car. He's not taking the damage. He only wanted the top runners to pit. So now the ball is in the court of Tony and Victor. We'll keep an eye on that. Nothing happening at the moment for the HPDs. I don't see anything. Mayer's actually, he pitted. Behind him is Schweck, who is half a second in front of him. That's for P4 at the moment. Not sure if that's provisional or actually with the racing of the pit stops. So that's one to watch there as Mayers goes really aggressive around Maggots and Beckett's onto the hanger straight there. Might have a run on Schweck there. Yeah, this is an easy overtake for Mayers there. Schweck's not even fighting it. He will take P4 there, I believe. Every one of the top runners in the HPDs have pitted. So that is Mayers for 4th place over Schweck, and I don't think he'll be able to catch up Hovland. So that's what's happening back again for the this crazy LMP1 traffic.
You mean LMP2 traffic for the HPDs?
I meant the LMP1s.
Oh, you actually did mean the LMP1s. Well, the LMP1s, by the way, are now slightly separating. Nemehi is about a second ahead of Salmon, who's about a second and a half ahead of Munoz, who is now being threatened by Sam Blackwood.
Is he really? Hello.
He's only a second, 1.2 seconds behind Paulo Munoz. And as I say that, he lost 0.4 of a second, so oops.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it.
I mean, let's just watch. I mean, seeing these GTEs carved the seeing these LMP1s carved the GTEs, I'll get it right, around Maggers and Beckett, it's just a sight to behold. I gotta be honest. At every LMP1, bar Justin Clayton, who had a crash early on, I'm not sure what happened there, all of them are on the lead lap. So that's good to see. Really good competition at the moment. Mind you, half the field is PCS drivers, so what do you expect?
The GTEs have pitted, by the way. The GTE leaders have pitted as the car number 2 of Efken Berkay comes out ahead of Victor Albalon, who I think was running in 2nd or 3rd position, so he has lost time in the pits. We also have a blinker, by the way. A very bad blinker.
Oh. So what does this do for Vergara? Where's Vergara? He's now 6.6 seconds ahead behind Jacob in P2. So at the moment, it looks like the top 5 for the GTEs will be Tony Jacobs, Gonzalo Vergara, Federico Godoy, Efkan Berkay, and Victor Avelan. I'm not sure what happened there during the pit stops for it to be that, crazy, I guess is the right word.
Victor Albalon spent 8 or 9 more seconds in the pit stall. I think he was repairing damage.
Oh, I can see a little bit of damage on his rear. His right side just looks a little bit broken there on the back, so that could explain a lot. So yeah, that makes sense. Erfkan also did not get his wing fixed, so he's got a bit of a bent wing, and he's running P3 or P4. So good going when you think about it.
I was about to say he's running P4. By the way, Pablo Araujo is blinking so very, very hard. Like, I'm trying to focus the camera on him, and iRacing's refusing to focus the camera. He's blinking.
Oh, here he is. I see him. As he comes around Stowe. Yeah, he comes around Stowe down into Vale. So, yeah, I think his internet's fixed now. It's an all-white car with his Twitch. Is that his Twitch name on the side of it? I think it is. It's a weird livery. 0.5 behind Balan. So it's going to be interesting. Arajo, I think he did well in last week's race as well. So it will be interesting to see what he can do. I think he has got a chance at this P5. Just depends on the speeds he gets compared to Balan. It's not the only Ford in the race. There are 2 Fords, so you don't have to worry about the little Ford that could. But is he going to cause an issue for Gomez there? Yes, he is going to cause an issue for Gomez. Just let the LMP1 go. Just let the LMP1 go.
Paulo Munoz, by the way, is now behind Sam Blackwood. So the little Audi that could is now up into 7th position. Ahead
but he's had damage. He's had damage. Munoz has got massive damage. Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Let's have a look.
And it looks like he's getting. Yes, he got held up by Vergara coming into Abbey. Had nowhere to go. Hits the brakes, and Blackwood drives into the back of it and makes him go upside down. Hits him again and makes him spin off. And that back wing is absolutely destroyed.
I kind of want to see the chopper view of that. I want to see the chopper view. Let's see the chopper view as they come around the old section, coming around Luffield onto Woodcut, coming up past the I think I scrolled back too far. I know that they're on the new section of the track as they were coming up behind the GTE traffic, the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th in this case. Coming around still as they pass the GTEs here. They were on the old section. I was correct. They were coming up to Luffield with the Williams Esports car coming around. Let's see this incident now. Let's see what happens. Let's have a look at Sam Blackwood. Oh, I might not have had the replay correct. Never mind. Never mind.
But no, that was what happened. I think they were actually on Abbey, and Sam and Munoz. Was it Munoz? Sorry, Munoz wanted to make the move, or Gomez. They wanted to make the move, had to slow down, and Blackwood was not prepared for the braking. Drove into the back of him. The first hit took the car off its back wheels, and then there was a second hit that spun him around. But the first hit did all the damage. The second hit just literally spun him round. There's no other way to say it. So that's a bit of a shame there, but it does promote Blackwood up the order into P7. Started P8, so now P7. Coincidentally, actually, the top 3 have stayed in the same positions. No, they haven't, sorry. Sparrow started first. Browning started. What's happened to Yakubu now to take 3rd place? Sorry. It's Farrow started in the lead and is still in the lead. You've got Browning who started P3 and P2. You've got the guys who started 7 and 8 now flicked over into 8th and 7th. Alex Stammen held its place there into P6. It's a little bit of a slow game there for Stammen. He's been up and down, but he hasn't gained any spots at the moment. But it's all really... Farrow is 27 seconds ahead as he just keeps piling on these 39. When was the last time he did a time that wasn't 1 minute 30, under 1 minute 30? Was when he pitted. He pitted lap 23. The lap before that, lap 22, did a 141, did a 215, and then since then he has done nothing but 139 to the entirety of the race. So it's just a one-man show.
His best is a half a second a lap faster than the best of Jake Browning, by the way.
Wow.
He did a 138.888 as his best, and Jake Browning did a 139.314. As, by the way, he just jinxed him, by the way. He just did a 140.420.
I didn't touch the wood, did I? Nemefi going around Yakubu. What's happened? No, sorry, around Rick Junk there. Just watching that the moment. Junk, I'm not sure why. He must have got a slow down going around Maggots. So Nemefi takes P4 away from Junk. And now Junk is in danger of losing P5 to Stammen. They go side by side into Vet Club. And he does lose it. He has to concede. Stammen, as I was saying, he's just stayed up and down and staying to P6. Does take a position now into P5. Rick, in the space of 4 corners, has gone down 2 spots.
What's happened to him? He's definitely slower. He was 2 seconds slower on that last lap than...
Must have been a slowdown. Had to be a slowdown.
Let's see on the Wellington straight here. This will be the first time to be able to open the taps up. Let's see what's happened. Let's keep an eye on these two then. That gap is extending. Yes, it is. There's something wrong with Rick Jonk's car. It's either fuel, not enough fuel was put in, or he's got damage, but he is slower than Alex Salmon.
That's not it. I think he must have some damage to the splitter. That's the only thing I can think of, because his car looks pristine. Well, it's as pristine as a PCS car can be because they're so generic. Sorry, guys, I couldn't resist.
Wow, okay. Even though they got like nice colors in that.
Oh, hello! Browning just went off-road. What's happened to Browning? Oh, lost it going into Maggots and saves the car twice.
Oof.
Uses the tarmac runoff as he gets to Beckett's and the curb. Wow, that was interesting. And that's brought Jacobu back into it. He's now a second and a half ahead of Jacobu. Jacobu could get a P2 out of this if Browning. I wouldn't say if Browning doesn't sharpen up here, but that was a weird slide there for an LMP1. I've got to be honest.
Well, I mean, it's not an uncommon thing to lose control there. You can get the car into a slide and lose control coming through Beckett's, coming out of Maggots through the S's. You know, it's a very quick slalom for these P1 cars, and if you kind of jerk the wheel too hard to one side or the other, you can lose control of the rear of the car.
Not to mention, it's a very hot track today. Track temperature is 34 Celsius. For the Americans, that's 94 Fahrenheit. That is a hot track for a British track. I'll be let you know right now. So it is going to eat up the tyres with all these slow and fast steps. So would not surprise me if the tyres are just starting to cry a little bit there and ask for some relief. Browning, just as he comes to the old bit here, goes past the HPD of Whittaker, takes a second lead with Jacobu. Now, where's Rick Jonk? Does he still have damage? Well, he's now 4 seconds behind Salmon. He did a 43.5.
He definitely has damage. Yeah. He definitely has damage. His top speed.
He's had damage. He's had damage for the last 8 laps.
Get the roving reporter out. Interview. See where he is. See where he is. What happened? Get the roving reporter out.
I'm just going to watch that lap. You go. Oh, I see what's happened. I see the damage now. He hit Frayne. He hit Nikolai Frayne on lap 25 going into Brooklands. He just went way too hot into Brooklands. Didn't expect Frayne to be...
He hit another GT coming into Luffield. Rick Jonk is not having the best day today.
So I wondered what happened to Frayne, but Frayne hasn't actually lost any time getting hit and spun. Yet you've got Rick that's got damaged that we can't see. So nothing makes sense here. Welcome to iRacing.
We're your hosts.
But Jacobu. 0.5 of a second behind Browning right now. We're not going to do our football stuff here. This is serious now. Football's not serious. But Ismail Jacobu, the iRacer, is a serious person. He's got an HPD, he's got a GTE there of Marcus Deck to get by. But he is catching. He's catching Jake Browning. Jake Browning was another slow lap. What's happened to him? Don't tell me he's had the same issue, or has he just been held up with traffic? Oh, he had that spin, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. Well, not spin, more an oops going through the S's, as they are doing right now, actually.
Yeah, through Maggots and Beckett's. He is slow though at that exit. Jacobu again. How many times have we said it? Jacobu coming out of the curve out of Beckett's and Beckett's takes another spot, and Browning is slow. Has something happened to him as well? These cars are just dropping like flies at the moment. He's now lost another place in the Mephi.
As they come through Luffield, I managed to learn it this time. As they
No, that's not Luffield.
It is Luffield. Is it not?
No, the last caller is Club.
Oh, it's Club. Jake does look like he has damage, but I can't remember where he got damage. But he is still on the back of Nemehi, so it looks like he might have had a slowdown. Going through the S's as they come onto Wellington straight now.
Gotta be. Let's just see what happens on the straight. Does he lose time to Nemefi or does he keep it? Let's see. Nemefi a little bit faster on the braking, on the boost there. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. Go overs again. This is must be a slowdown.
I think it was a slowdown. I think it definitely was a slowdown. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh! That was a tight squeeze. Sorry. Ooh, that was tight. Had to go around Vergara. No, goes inside Vergara. He couldn't make his mind up. Loses more time to Nemefi. Nemefi is just going to pass on now. And Nemefi's basically just going to go, hi, Yakubu, I want some. So this race started with Rick Jong trying to get ahead here of everybody, and now it's Yakubu who is at the back a bit, who's now basically wanting all the glory, as Nemefi as well, the little quiet Frenchman, Eastern European. Sorry, Nemefi sounds like a French name. I apologise. Nemefi sounds French to me. I'm sorry. Central Europe. I apologise. Central Eastern Europe. I apologise.
More than one language has accents on the letters. He's Hungarian. He's definitely not French.
Oh my god. Okay. Can we edit that out?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I'm doomed. Sorry, Bence.
And even if we could edit it out, somebody can just clip it.
Yeah, but no one would clip it and send it to Rent's defense, would, so I'm fine.
Do it. By the way, it is the last lap. It is the white flag. White flag has been flown for these guys as this man, the machine, is coming down towards the old section of the track. Oh, he's in the old section of the track right now. He just passed Stowe. Pass fail onto Club. Matt J. Farrow is the winner of the round 10 of the iRacing Le Mans Series broadcast for Radio TV.
I'm just having a quick look. It looks like the GTEs will have to go around again. Rene Orez has had a quiet race. Had a bit of a battle at the start of the race, but didn't have anything later on the race. He will take the win in the HPD class, and the next few cars that will go by them will be the HPDs of Andre Horav and Jamie Lee Myers. What's happened to Nikolai Frayne? Frayne's in the pits. P2 is in the pits. What happened to Frayne? This is not looking good. What has happened to Frayne? Oh, he's hit the wall on the white flag. Came out of Abbey and onto the farm curve. Just caught the grass a bit. Lost control of the car. Hit the wall on the white flag. And yeah, that was race over for him. Oh no. He will finish the race in the pits. So Rene Orez coming around now to the final corners will take the win for the HPDs. Andre Horav will take. Has he already taken HPD? Has he just slowed down? I think Mayers is still racing.
By the way, the PCS cars of Ishmael Yakubu and Benson Mehi have come in second and third place. Unfortunate for Jonk there, he has finished P9. I think. No, yeah, he did. He finished P9 behind Gomez. That damage really fecked him up there.
Language! Tony Jacobs takes the win in the GTE class. Federico Godoy takes P2. And after the crazy start to the race, Erfkan Burkay recovers from a zero lap crash to take P3. What a recovery drive by him.
Should we now go over the results? Because this is a new screen I added. You guys can now forgive me for having bad screens. I've finally got around to it. Let's go over the results now. Let's see if we can get them up. The race results after 37 laps of Silverstone circuit layout new is In first place, with the overall results, is Matt J. Farrow coming in first in the number 1 car. Ishmael Yakubu, 52 seconds behind in the number 6 car. Ben Snemehi in third place. Alex Salmon, 4th. Jake Browning, 5th. Sam Blackwood, 6th. Paulo Munoz in 7th. Paulo Gomez in 8th. Rick Chunk in 9th.
Sam, I was saying it was a pleasure to race with you because
in the
you're very predictable. When you
Rene
come up, I know where you're going to pass. If I leave the inside open for you, you grab it.
Jamie Lee Meyer takes P3.
Don't hold me up. I'm
Chris Martin Schweck takes P4. Philip Urquhart, Clive Whittaker, Balat Romani, Nikolai Frain takes the rest of the HPDs. Philip Shines and Antonio Alvarez finished about 10, 15, and 34 laps behind everybody at the back of the HPD field.
So now let's go over the... By the way, we got a Ask the Booth from Jake, who says he got hit at lap 32 by a GTE, and he got hit by a GTE that span into him, which is unfortunate.
I hope I can see that. Oh yeah, remember that Ford we were talking about with the tent?
Oh no.
He spun. Oh, don't tell me he spun there. He spun up Brooklands as Jake was going around him. Totally normal, and then he spins, and the back tags Jake, and the side of the car has a nice dent. Think Alonso and Massa back when Alonso won that race, and they had a massive fight in Italian after the race, or whatever language it was.
Spanish.
Think that. Yeah, was it Spanish? Okay. I remember they were Ferrari drivers, that's why. Think that. That's how much damage there is.
Imagine having damage before crossing the start-finish line to start the race. That is from Marcus. Marcus, you were driving well out there, I think. Well, I thought you did. But anyway, let's go through the GTE results. First place in a car number 13 is Tony Jacobs. In second place is Federico Godoy, who was 11 seconds behind him. Efkan Berkey comes up in third with... He did pretty well to get up to third, by the way, I think. He played the pit stops really well. In fourth position is Gonzalo I was about to say Viagra again. It's Vergara. In fourth position. Fifth position is Pablo Arujo, number 3, who was blinking the entire time that race is going on. In sixth position is Victor Bellon in the number 10 car. Number 7 is Marcus Deck in the... I think it was the SRC? It was the SRC car. Number 8 is Dennis Branch in the... I think... It's the same team that Jack Anderek is in. I forget what the name of it is, though.
Haas.
Haas. Yeah, it's Haas. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah.
It's number 9 coming in with Jack Anderek, who was lapped before the race was finished. Number 10 is Picard, also lapped. We also had, I think that is, I'm going to give it a go, Hugo Quiniat, number 17 car. Graham D. Sanders, number 12. Guanama, yeah, I'm going to butcher it. Guanama Frias Gomez.
I knew you'd say that. It's Frias, isn't it? Isn't it Frias?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Frias Games.
Where's
our booth? Where's our pit lane reporter?
Anyways, while you get your pit lane reporter, I'm going to finish off with Reese C. Newland. I think he retired. No, he did not retire. He was still in the running. But now we come to the retirees, who was, I think it was Philippe Shins, Justin E. Clayton, retired, Didier Probel, also retired, and following up on the end of the list is Antonio Alvarez, who retired on lap 33, and then Tobias Ogrodnik II retired on, I think that was, oh no, it wasn't lap 36, it was lap, like 4 or 5 that they retired on. Who was your driver of the day, though? Come on, let's hear it. Who was your driver of the day?
I'll be honest. It's not gonna be a winner. It's not gonna be. People may not know it. F-Camp Buckeye. It's gonna be my driver of the day. I mean, there he was. Started pulling the GTE. He gets caught off the line by Tony Jacobs. Then gets punted before the 3 corners before they've even crossed the start line to start the race. He has to start the race then at the back with damage. He carried that damage with the wing all through the race, and he fought back to a respectable P3. If that's not a great recovery drive, I don't know what is, because he did on-track overtakes. As you can see, there was only 2 GTE retirements, so it's safe to say, though, that everything was on track. So what a recovery drive to go for the back, right back up to P3.
And that is on your screens right now. Erfkan Berkey, the driver of the day in the number 2 car, who finished 3rd after not having the greatest of starts, I don't think. To claw his way back, you know, it gives a credence to the saying of "Don't ever give up." It's all over to the fat lady sings. So I think that is it for us. What do we say at the end of all of these races, by the way?
I say stay safe. I'm just watching that replay of Buckeye having a crash to see what happened. Yep, that's all good as I thought it was. Stay safe. I like to say goodbye. Enjoy your evening, everybody. And cheers.
Thanks very much for tuning in, guys. If you liked the stream, do give it a follow. If you really like it, consider subscribing or giving us a donation to help us continue broadcasting. But that is it for us. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you next week with... What's next week?
What is next week? Question.
What? Question. I need an answer.
I will give you an answer. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2. Here we go. We're at Barcelona!
I think everybody's going to cry, but we'll get through it together. Until we get to Barcelona. Or the Circuit de Catalunya. Take care, guys. Enjoy yourselves.